Now that you're here, all I want you to do is put your phone on Do Not Disturb, listen to what I have to say, and take notes. Because what I'm about to show you here is pure fucking game. So let's fucking open scale. Now, the structure that you see on this video board is a key. A key to escaping the algorithm matrix, as cliche as it may sound. And before I dive straight into it, there might be a few people who are like, dude, why should we even listen to you in the first place? I'll answer that for you. My name is Priyansh Radia, and if you're on this video, you should know that by now. I've scaled my personal brand to 21.4 thousand followers, and I've built a business on the back of it called OpenScale. At 18, I've escaped the algorithm matrix by understanding the human psychology at scale. And the human psychology at scale is nothing but the algorithm in itself. My personal brand is a breathing proof of how I've grown from 0 to 10,000 followers in 45 days. I've scaled to $10,000 plus in revenue in 30 days and built out a repeatable system that is universal. Now, I've coached founders and founders 2 times my age. I've built magnetic offers for the founders I've partnered with, and I'm a young creative expert in my industry at the age of 18. And that's not going to change. Now, who is this video for and why does this apply to you? If you have that dog inside you, if you're open to blunt feedback about yourself and you don't have a fucking fragile ego, and if you have a clear point of view and niche and not everything to everyone, you value first principles and data, you have resources and an executor, which is yourself. Who's it not for? If you lack action and are in a constant analysis paralysis loop, if you're seeking plug and play virality, if you refuse on camera story sharing, if you ignore feedback and metrics, if you're chasing shortcuts instead of doing the work. Dude, if you're outsourcing everything and you have a no effort mindset, just fuck off. My offer in itself is not a done for you program. I teach you my system and methods. You work on your offer by working alongside me and my solid fucking team. Now, the most common loop I've seen people face is brand reluctance becomes business limitation. What's that now? You think you're too cool to build a brand, and that's why someone worse than you is closing your deals. You compete on price because you have no authority. That's exactly what happens when nobody knows your name. You can't attract A players because when they Google you, they find nothing. So they go work for someone they've actually heard of. You think showing up online is cringe. What's cringe is losing to people worse than you because they post better online. Now, all of these things result in 3 different problems. First, procrastination penalties. You're getting outworked by founders half as capable as you because they show up and you don't. You say you'll build your brand once you're successful. Meanwhile, invisibility is exactly what you're not scaling. You're waiting to be ready. Dude, this is the worst one. Your competitor wasn't ready either. He just moved faster than you. Every month you wait is another month your competitors compound their advantage while you stay stuck in the same place. Another one. Invisible expertise costs opportunities. You've spent 10 years becoming an expert that nobody knows exists. Congratulations, you're invisible. You're leaving 6 or 7 figures on the table every single year because you think your work speaks for itself. Trust me, it doesn't. You waste time creating content that converts nothing because you're copying what works for others instead of building what works for you. Now, competitors win through visibility. That investor ignored your email just backed your competitor. Guess what? Because his Instagram had 20,000 followers and yours probably had fucking 800 followers without a profile picture. Your competitor raised millions with worse metrics because his presence was better and your product did not matter, even if it was better. You think personal branding is nice to have. Tell that to the founder who just told your potential client because they were visible. You're too busy building a product to build presence. That's why your inferior competitor is scaling past you right now. Right now. Now, this is exactly how I escaped the algorithm matrix. This recent content piece that I curated hit 1 million views. It had no voiceover, it was pure composition. Most founders try to shortcut or find trends to hype the algorithm. Dude, wrong approach. I escaped it by understanding the algorithm is nothing but human psychology at scale. Here's the mechanism. First principle. Understand your formation as a human being, who you are, how you got here, and what drives you. I'll show you the metrics. Almost 1.1 million views, 53 days of watch time, 85,000 interactions, 2,000 plus followers, which is pretty good for a no voiceover deal and pure copy deal. 64,000 likes, 10,000 fucking shares, 1.4 thousand reposts, and 9.9 thousand sales. I got qualified followers purely from this deal, ready to buy. These were the comments from the ICPs. I feel this. I'm 20 now and I've been into sales for 3.5 years. It has completely changed my mindset. I even dealt with clients twice my age and they genuinely appreciate my work. At 18 too, and working with 30 to 60-year-olds with family, shit's crazy. To people in their 20s, it's about damn time you start something real. Just notice that our founder has liked this reel. These were two ICPs again. Now, my point is, this reel worked because of the copy first. The copy was what dealing with clients twice your age does to a motherfucker. Another reason why it worked is the visual curation, the sonic clip selection, the rhythm, and everything designed to create an emotional response in under 10 seconds. 7 seconds to be precise. This piece generated more inbound interest than any VSL or sales page I've ever written. Why is that? Solely because of the identity excavation system, which helps you to create a systematic personal brand that turns who you are into commercial leverage, from outreach and DMs into inbound demand, increasing your pricing power and scalable revenue. Essentially, you charge high ticket and scale. Now, I engineered this system around 6 layers. Who you are in solitude, your unfiltered self. Who didn't necessarily force you to become. Your story. What belief system no longer serves you, the lie you used to believe. What drives your relentless pursuit? This is your actual fucking obsession. This is your why. Your authentic transformation, the proof you've evolved. This is your authority. This is where you build your authority and show people your transformation. That's why they believe in you. Your observational lens. This is my favorite one. How you see the world is exactly how the world sees you. Now, this is where I come in for the founders. There are a few clear problems. Growth hits a ceiling with more leverage. Weaker products with stronger visibility win. Outreach DMs and waiting for referrals don't really scale. The solution is simple. You build a systematic personal brand, create a defensible moat, and you move from chasing to attraction and unlock asymmetrical potential. How does this work? You make the invisible visible. 6 layer analysis surfaces story, patterns, and contradictions to define 3 to 5 life pillars that position you as a category of one. Turn content into revenue. Each life pillar generates 10 to 15 precise, non replicable angles with intent, creating content that pre fucking sells. Creating inbound leverage. Attract resold leads with a system that sells while you sleep, and transform your calls into simply what I like to call money in the bank. Break the seal. Your brand compounds, pricing power increases, and scalable offers open up with unshakable clarity on your unique authority. You charge high ticket. How does this work? What's the process like? Phase one is the foundation. From week 1 to week 4 is where you make the invisible visible. Week 1 and week 2 is identity excavation. We surface your 3 to 5 life pillars, your unshakable conviction, your polarity, the belief system that drives you. This becomes your moat. Week 2 to 3 is script drafts and refinement, your authentic voice embedded, no artificial fucking bullshit. You sound like yourself, just clear and more directed, and just literally speaking to your ICP. Week 3 to 4 is again first content pieces are getting finalized, 8 to 12 plus pieces are being batched. First followers is where they start coming in. The feedback loops, building momentum, we're building momentum and we identify A-level executors, then transfer the creative direction feedback. So you're building a golden 2% team. The output is clear. Clear positioning, defined life pillars, 8 to 12 plus scripts written, content scheduled, team hired, first videos being bashed, and first follower momentum visible. That's what happens in the first 4 weeks. That's fucking speed. Phase 2 is scaling. Week 5 to 8 is turning content into revenue. Week 5 to 6 is daily content capture that becomes habitual, audience interaction, feedback through data. And week 7 to 8 is one of my favorite ones, offer creation or iteration if you already have an offer, weekly data analysis, real-time iteration, trial content deployment, pattern recognition. First viral movement usually shows up here. Inbound interest begins. Offer architecture takes shape. Positioning validation happens through real audience feedback. The output here is again clear. Consistent content, audience interaction loop is working, offers being built or defined, and pre-sold leads are showing up. This is where revenue generation begins. Operationalization. Last from week 9 to 12, we build the machine. Story sequences engineered specifically for your ICP's psychological triggers. Audience interaction becomes predictable because putting out story sequences, Q&As, talking to them. Leverage creation through analytical insights. Week 11 to 12 is the system operates on a few hours monthly, fully automated, fully delegated, generating inbound returns consistently. Output here is again clear. Fully operationalized system, content auto delegated, inbound revenue flowing. You're the definitive resource in your vertical. This is what personal brand does. But what does it change? You're no longer invisible. Founders in your space know your name. They see your content. They comment. They DM. They want to fucking work with you. They want to meet you. They want to network with you. You attract the right people. The A players actively want to work for you because you're the visible expert they've heard about. Your pricing power increases, you charge high tickets because you're no longer competing on price. You're the only option, and that's when pricing becomes a reflection of value, not fucking desperation. And this one's my favorite. Inbound replaces outbound. You stop chasing, people chase you, leads come through DMs, comments, referrals, your calendar is filled with sales calls. Your brand becomes a compounding asset. Every piece of content you ship compounds, your audience grows, your authority compounds, your revenue compounds. By month four, you're operating at a different level. The invisible founder is gone, and that's what 12 weeks look like when you actually execute. What you get, flaws proof. You get strategic methodology, six-layer framework to extract your unique story and a category of on positioning, content that converts, ownable life pillars, and specific content angles that turn followers into money in the bank. Proven results. I grew from 0 to 10,000 followers in 45 days with consistent inbound demand and no manual outreach. Your brand is a compounding asset. You build authority in crowded markets with a personal brand that delivers real business value. Weekly strategy calls, real-time guidance, direct feedback, course correction based on your metrics, creative direction transfer. I teach you the taste, how to curate, how to compose, how to engineer emotional response. This is what matters the most, and story is what matters the most. And that's exactly what I teach you. Why does this work? The reason this works is quite simple. Most personal branding advice is generic. Post daily, use fucking hashtags, follow trends. It's all garbage. I decoded human psychology at scale. I tested it on millions of people. I refined it by scaling multiple clients across different niches. First time builders, second time entrepreneurs, different ages, different fucking backgrounds, and different products. The system works across all of them because it's not about your niche, it's about human psychology. Your age doesn't matter, your background doesn't matter. What matters is clarity, authenticity, and execution consistently. That's the mechanism, and that's why it compounds. Now, here's what I need from you. You show up, you implement, you're coachable, and you execute even when it feels uncomfortable. You do on camera work, you're willing to be vulnerable, you share your real story, you bring your offer to the table, you work on your personal brand while building your business simultaneously. You're committed for 12 weeks, not thinking about it, full fucking commitment. In return, you get a system that works, guidance from someone who's already done it and is a young expert in this space, and accountability to really fucking execute. Bottom line is 90 days. That's all it takes. 90 days to go from the invisible founder you are to the only option in your space. So if being capable but invisible no longer serves you, and if you're ready to escape that loop, if you want to build authority while building your business, let's open fucking scale. So DM me open scale on my Instagram or go to the description, book a call, and let's chat.